got a secret underneath. Yeah, she's this naughty little freak. She likes to put on a show. She likes when it takes control.
There was a phrase that was touted last season, "We hold the pen." Why is that phrase so important this season?
Yeah, I think the phrase "we hold the pen" is very important.
The Packers are in control of their destiny. They will be in the playoffs with a win here tonight.
You hold the pen to your future and what you want to accomplish.
If you get guys that will fight for the man next to them, I think then you got a chance.
The teams that get better throughout the year are playing football late in Virginia.
You got it.
This is the real deal.
You know, the team is in control of their destiny.
And there is your dagger. The Packers are playoff bound.
Everything's out in front of us for us to take. We just have to do the taking.
24-0 Packers late in the third. And out of the straight eye, back to throw off play action. And Rattler throws left side. Intercepted. Intercepted by Zane Anderson. And he makes the turn across the 15 out to the 20-yard line. How about that? First career interception, Zane Anderson.
Short week, and in between now and your next game, we got Christmas, which is a special time for everybody, and we wish everybody around wherever they're watching a Merry Christmas with their friends and their family. But that game's a huge game, and we were talking again with Joe and Troy about Minnesota and what they've been and what you guys have been. How do you sort of assess the 60 minutes of football that's up next for you, and what's going to be required to go up there and get a victory?
I mean, if you see the NFC North this year in general, man, I mean, it's a lot of juggernauts.
Right.
So we know what type of game it's going to be. We know that they're, above us in the rankings and things like that. So we're going to try to come out and put our best foot forward. We feel like we owe them one.
You're familiar with the big stage and playing in huge games in your college days, and the Raiders didn't the level of success wasn't quite like this. So to a degree, this is somewhat new. Explain to me just sort of the level of fun, the level of excitement, and the level of what might be that's in front of you in particular. It's a team game, but just for you, sort of where's your head right now?
For me, there's the one thing that I wrote down, and it was clinched playoffs before the game. So that was my only thing. My mom said, I came here to win. I came here to be a part of winning and to give whatever I can to give that and get them results. So with this team, man, it's so special, man. It just re-energizes everybody in the building. Everybody's ready to lock in and,
You're officially going to the playoffs. How's that sound to you?
It's amazing. This is what we work for all season.
Stop playing with him! Once again! Punch the ticket!
Come on, man. Come on.
Oh.
You scared me. He's scared.
What he said. Yeah.
But you've said that you could feel the energy around this team just shift as the season has gone on. Just what's the wave of momentum that you're riding right now? What's it feel like?
It's a great feeling. It's a lot of momentum, like you said, and everybody just has the right mindset. We come in every week, get to work, and come out here and make the most of these opportunities. So we just got to carry that into the offseason.
And it's not just the offense. Your defense pitched the first shutout in the league this season. What does that say about your defense?
That's big time. They've been playing great all season, getting better, and it's no secret that they put in the work throughout the week and to come out here and do this. But it's a great defense right there. So hopefully they need to keep doing that.
Yeah, you've said that you think that you guys dropped the ball against top-tier teams earlier in the season. You've got the Vikings next week. How do you keep this momentum going against them?
Yeah, it's no secret. We took an L to them earlier in the season, so we're going to have all the motivation to go in that game, and we just got to, like I said, prepare throughout the week and have a great game plan. But, like I said, we dropped a couple early ones, so we're going to have all the motivation.
Love, and I look at Goff, and I look at Darnold. These three quarterbacks in the NFC North are all going to be in the playoffs. Which one of them is going to blink? Which one of them is going to go in the playoffs and have that 2-interception game and they just go home? So just understand, right now, Jordan Love has a 5-straight-game streak of no interceptions, 5 straight games without a pick. Last year, when he was heating up in December into the playoffs, 5 straight games without a pick. It feels very familiar. But here's the funny part. Jared Goff, over the last 6 games, has 1 pick. Guess who else has 1 pick over the last 6 games? Sam Darnold. These guys are completely locked in, including in some cold weather games. Call it Toyota-thon, call it whatever you want. Personally, I'm a December to remember guy. That's my sassy commercial with the bow in the car. But if there is a car in a driveway with a giant red bow on it, Jordan Love is playing fantastic football. One of these guys has to blink. Now, maybe it's against each other, maybe it's against someone out the division, but they're all three locked in and playing best football as we head down the stretch. Personally, Peter, when you show the standings, I'm looking at these two teams in the Vikings and the Lions who are both 13-2 and have to scrap and claw just to win the division. It's ridiculous. They're both 13-2. And one of these teams is not going to win the division and is going to have to go to play the Rams or something totally undesirable that no one wants to do. I feel like those two teams, Vikings, Lions, both 13-2, they got their kids every single present on their wish list. They got it all. What more can I do? And the kids are like, I didn't get this video game, or I didn't get this Nerf gun. Shut up, you spoiled brat. I got everything for you. And still, one of them is looking to get on an airplane with a potential, 14-3 record. It's just so ridiculous, but that's how good the teams are, and the playoffs are going to be.
Step back and take a big picture look at this. Obviously, the NFC North is a huge contender. As we look at the playoff picture as a whole, is there anything else really jumping out to you as we look down the stretch with only, 2 weeks left?
2 weeks left, and it all starts 48 hours from now. As we're doing this home show, there's a cast and crew from Netflix. I'm not talking about House of Cards or the latest Stranger Things season. They're all trying to figure out, are we going to really put an NFL game on in 2 days? They are. And then on Thursday, we have another game. And then, of course, 3 games on Saturday, and then you've got a slate on Sunday. So here we are. And I look at the NFC North, and I am fascinated by the matchups that these teams have left to go, because it is sort of a round-robin deal. Here are your opponents. The Lions, they are at San Francisco, which I would say should be a win. But imagine you were the schedule makers, and let's leave this up here for a second for everyone at home. Imagine you were the schedule makers back in April, and you're like, Lions at Niners, rematch of the NFC Championship game, Week 17. Could you imagine us on Good Morning Football being like, well, that's the worst game of the remaining games.
Worst game by far.
Just completely get rid of that one.
Stinker.
Lions have that. So now if the Lions, if they take care of business, obviously they'll play Minnesota. Now, here's the deal. If Minnesota wins out and Detroit wins out, I'm fairly sure that Minnesota controls its own destiny, meaning Minnesota can still win the division. The Packers need help. The Packers, of course, will need both these teams to lose at least one game, and then they'll have to beat Minnesota as well. And they need the Lions to lose both. So it is this little round robin in the AFC North. And Kyle, you mentioned it yesterday. If you're just looking at the playoffs, you're like, oh, well, you rank them the top 7 teams. It is such a different deal to win the division than to be a wild card. And you might have a better record. You might have 3 more wins than the team you're playing in the wild card round. But if you win the division, you get to be home. And in this case, you very well might be home throughout the playoffs. If you lose a division and you come in second place, despite having 13 wins, or in Minnesota's case, potentially 14 wins, you got to go on the road the entire rest of the way. Need a little help, but this is where we're at. The NFC North, the cream has risen.
There's some players that we might be seeing as doubtful coming up. A couple injuries that have happened, particularly looking at the Green Bay Packers, starting with that last night's game. The wide receiver room getting a little banged up now.
I covered that Rams-Jets game on Sunday, by the way. I'm not doubting those Rams, especially to come into those conditions and play as physically as they did for a SoCal team that running game travels. Christian Watson, you asked about the injury from last night, suffered a knee injury, left the game for the Packers, came back, and then had to leave again. Feels like it just wasn't right for him. With Matt LaFleur after the game saying that there's, quote, some concern regarding the injury, so he's going to get the full battery of tests before they understand fully what is happening to Watson. For
a real Super Bowl contender from that spot?
Yeah, they are. Ideally, they'd be playing in conditions that look more like that than indoors in Minnesota or Detroit. But going back to what Neek says, guys, overall for the season, they're 7th in defensive efficiency, but they're 1st on 3rd down opponent conversions. And to me, it goes back to rush the passer. They can with Rashawn Gary and a host of others, and then they can turn the ball over. Xavier McKinney has 7 interceptions. And when you think about Jeff Hafley, the first-year coordinator, unusually he quit Boston College as their head coach. goes to the NFL to take this position. He's done a great job. They've gotten better. So Jordan Love, we've talked about their weapons, but to me, the complementary piece about this defense makes them a legit Super Bowl contender.
Just to be clear, their losses are 2 to Detroit, 1 to Minnesota, and 1 to Philadelphia. These are the teams that are in front of them in the standings and the teams they're probably going to have to beat on their way to the Super Bowl. You think they can do it?
Graz, here's why. The Green Bay Packers we saw last night, and I get it, they played the Saints, would beat the Green Bay Packers we saw in Brazil against Philadelphia. They have gotten better, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, which is typical of a first.
And Matt, if I congratulated you on a playoff spot, would you say we have bigger fish to fry?
Well, there's 2 more weeks left in the season and a lot of ball in front of us, and I think that it's a good, obviously it's a great first step for us. I still think there's some areas of our play that we can get better at, but anytime you win a game like that, 34-0, and handle your business the way you should handle it, I was proud of our guys, and I thought just the intensity was there for 4 quarters.
A lot to like in the victory, obviously. When you think about the offense, what stands out as far as stuff you're really pleased with?
Well, that was I thought it was a really solid first 3 possessions to be able to go down and we had some long drives. I think the one was like a 20-play drive or whatever, and we converted some critical situations, 3rd down, 4th down. You know, that's a really good defense. That's a stingy defense. In the last 5 weeks, I mean, teams are struggling to score on them. So I knew it was going to be kind of a grinder of a game, and I think our guys went out there and executed at a high level.
You know, Josh Jacobs breaking tackles, it's like partially an attitude, and it's contagious. Everybody's breaking tackles now. He had 188 yards rushing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I thought he is the tone setter. Usually good things happen when you give him the ball, and we tend to feed him a lot.
How about defensively? What stood out to you in a positive sense?
Well, the fact that we were able to shut out an opponent, that's really tough to do in the National Football League, and somebody told me it was the first of the season. I mean, that's incredible when you think about, what are we, week 16, so 15 games into this thing, and so I thought really the ability to obviously keep them out of the end zone in some critical situations, winning 3rd down, getting the takeaways was huge.
Zane Anderson, first career start, first interception, and Chris Brooks, that was his first touchdown. Yeah. Did you purposely get him the ball near the goal line?
Well, yeah, we tried to get Jaden Reed the play before that, and he got knocked out at the 1 or whatever, and Brooks was in there, and we jumped the ball, and it was cool to see him score his first touchdown. I mean, he does a lot of the dirty work for us, and he's a team-first guy, and then for Zane to come in a situation, you know, losing Evan Williams, you know, right at the end of the week in practice, for him to come in there and really in short notice without getting all the reps, I thought that was big time of him.
How about special teams? What did you like besides your ability to deal with the Saints' crazy punt formations? What was that all about?
Yeah, it was a crazy one. I don't know if they were trying to get us to burn a timeout or whatever, but our guys did what they were supposed to do, and it's a credit to Rich and our special teams coaches getting our guys, you know, just being in the right spot at the right time and doing their 111th.
You guys gave Mark Murphy a big night on his night.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, Mark's such a great leader. He's got the respect of everybody in this locker room, in this organization. He leads the right way, he treats people the right way, and so it was cool to give him that game ball on his night.
Matt, congratulations, and bring on the Vikings.
Oh, yeah. We're ready to roll.
Handle your business. We go to the playoffs. Yeah!
All 3 phases, we set a complete game for 4 quarters. It's tough to blank somebody in this league, right? 34-0. It took all 3 phases. How about our defense for a minute, man? We got 3 sacks. Zane Anderson with a pick. How about our offense? All 3 backs scored a touchdown. And McManus, 55-yard. But I got one special game ball, all right? And this is for the leader of our organization, Mark Murphy. Look at this. So Mark's been in charge for 17 seasons. We've made the playoffs 13 out of the 17 seasons. That is the most in that period of time, and he's a great leader, and I know we all respect Mark Murphy.
I tell you, I've been around the NFL a long time, and I really sense something special in this room.
Listen, I love this team. I love this energy, and we got something special here. We just got to keep building on it. All right?
Back on 3, 1, 2, 3.
In a dominant win on Monday Night Football, we highlight a pair of firsts that helped lead the Pack to victory.
Packers at the doorstep. Green Bay goes quickly, no huddle, Love under center.
Here's a handoff for the touchdown to Chris Brooks.
It is 20-0.
It felt great. All the work that's been put in and everything paying off, so I'm happy. Couldn't have done it on my own though.
24-0 Packers late in the third. Back to throw off play action. Throws left side. Intercepted. How about that?
First career start, and I believe it's his first career interception.
Just do your job. That was my mentality. Filling in for guys like Evan and Bull, those are some great players, and then playing along with X. Coaches did a great job of preparing us for that play and just went up and made a play.
Those are the highlights, but the headline reads like this: the Pack is back in the playoffs.
If I congratulated you on a playoff spot, would you say we have bigger fish to fry?
Well, there's 2 more weeks left in the season, and a lot of ball in front of us, and I think obviously it's a great first step for us. Anytime you win a game like that, 34-0, and handle your business the way you should handle it, I was proud of our guys, and I thought just the intensity was there for 4 quarters.
The goal is Super Bowl, so that's the first step right there, is making the playoffs. Obviously, this was a big-time game to clinch that spot. Proud of the way we came out here and handled business.
We know we got here. We're not special it can be. We just got to keep working, and we'll get everything that we want out of this year.
We going to the playoffs. Yeah! Listen, I love this team. I love this energy, and we got something special here. We just got to keep building on it.
Back on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Back.
Has it been like really easy with Xavier to be able to, know what he's doing?
Yeah, X is awesome. He controls the defense. When me and him are on the same page, we can make all the checks and stuff together, but he's a great guy to have in the room, super knowledgeable.
I apologize if you already answered this, but what did you see on that play to get your first career interception?
Yeah, they ran a Y leak. A lot of times it's dressed up with the screen, and so I was down as a down safety and saw the screen, and I had to peek for the leak. Saw he was running with it late, and just went up and made a play.
How does it feel to get, I believe this is also your first career start.
Yes, sir.
So you get your first career interception. How does that all compute? How does that feel?
It feels good. I would say it's this whole day I was just do your job. That was my mentality. Filling in for guys like Evan and Bull, those are some great players, and then playing along with X. Just do my job, and coaches did a great job of preparing us for that play, and just went up and made a play.
How about pitching the shutout? I mean, it's the only one in the NFL this year. It doesn't happen in the NFL. How about your pitching the shutout?
Yeah, I mean, it goes to all 3 phases: special teams, offense, defense. I think we played a full game together. Some little things to clean up, but overall, it's awesome. We love shutting out guys.
And even bounce off of that, 3 big playmakers out on defense for this game, but just what can you say about that unit today and what you guys put together?
Yeah, like I said, those guys are all studs, and when they're on the field, you can feel it a little bit. And so when guys go down, other guys got to step up into that role and maximize the opportunity.
Hard to put into words, but can you somehow describe just how different December feels this season than what you've kind of experienced in the past?
I mean, we playing for something, you got games in front of you, we still fighting, trying to be as best of a team that we can be. We finally put a complete game together. That's something that we've been hunting since the beginning of the season. And it just feels like our ceiling is just keep going up. So I know for me, man, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
You guys talked about wanting to put together that complete game and be dominant.
Yeah.
To finally do that in a manner to do it. Like, how did that feel?
It was weird, honestly. I say that because I'm like, dang, halftime. I'm not even playing no more. I'm looking at the score, but and I also think that's the first shutout this year. So. I mean, it feels good, man. Like I said, man, I give all the credit to my teammates. We come in each day, we work hard, we try to get better, and we're going to keep doing that.
How has this team grown from the start of the year to now?
I think we're maturing, definitely maturing, just with the way that we process things, the way that we, think or go about working on a day-to-day basis, whether it's, good or bad, highs and lows in this league. Everybody is committed to the same goal. So I think that's the biggest thing.
You guys have scored 30-plus 5 straight games, but
Yeah.
Christian said it 100% feels like you're still leaving some meat on the bone. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, we probably should have had 2 or 3 more today. If you just look at it, whether the ball was tipped or whatever, if you look at it on film, we should have had 2 or 3 more.
You mentioned Chris Brooks after he goes down in Jacksonville on purpose
Mhm.
when you had to come out.
Yeah.
And it seems like guys are really a fan of him around here.
Oh, yeah.
How gratifying was that to see him get in the end?
First off, man, nobody's in this building more than him. So let me start there. Yesterday, the day before, we had a Christmas party, and after the Christmas party, he was in here getting his body right. He's very intentional with what he wants to accomplish. He doesn't never say no to whatever a coach have him do, whether it's special teams or anything. So they wanted me to go back in on that play, and I'm like, nah, let him get it, man. He deserve it, and hopefully he get another one for sure.
Josh, I don't know how much of a student of the game you are, but I'm curious, what do you know about Paul Hornung when you hear that name?
I have no idea. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, 6 straight games with a rushing touchdown. Only Paul Hornung in Packers history has had more with 7. So to be in a conversation with the Hall of Fame, what's gotten into these past 6 games running into the league?
Man, I just been trying to play, man. I ain't gonna lie. I've been trying to put my stamp on the games. I tell people all the time, I feel like I'm the heartbeat of the team in the sense of I get everybody energized. I get everybody with the right type of mentality that I feel like we need to have to play in the game. So for me, man, it's not something that I take lightly. It's something that I, take pride in. And, I try to uplift my teammates in any chance that I get and just continue to be a leader.
Josh, you were in the game early third quarter, but I don't think you went back on the field after
Yep.
that. Was that the plan, or what went into that?
Yeah, Coach told me at halftime if we scored again that basically I was going to be shut down for the day. So I kind of knew. That's why I tried to come in and play as hard as I could, try to get that last little bit. But we kind of already knew.
It's fun. Last year we didn't do it to the end of the season. So to go into the last 2 games, knowing we made the playoffs, just got to finish out strong, and keep going.
How was the celebration?
Yeah, it's on video. I'm knowing it is. We got some lit players around the team, so there's a lot of energy in here. But it's fun. It's fun knowing we going into postseason. We had a chance last year, and I think we got a bigger chance this year.
First shutout in the NFL this season. How did you do it?
Our defense fire. And it's good to see them clicking, and we complimenting them towards the end of the season, going into playoff. It was the same way last year, and I still feel like we haven't played our best. So, there's more we can do.
Speaking of complimentary football, would you say that this is probably the most complete game that you guys have played so far this season?
Yeah, for sure. Other than, those 2 drives we ain't score on, we want to score on them. But, yeah, other than that, we played a good game.
Do you feel like Christmas came early since you guys punched your ticket to the playoffs?
Yeah, that was a big Christmas gift. Now I got to do a lot of shopping. So.
What's to say about this division? You guys are 11-4, but you're still in 3rd place.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But it's good. Competition always make you better. So, going against those teams, in our division, it's always fun and hard. So, we always look forward to them. We got a big one coming up next week. We got to finish out strong, like I said, get 2 more wins, end our season out 13-4.
Do you know what feels different from this season versus last year?
I think we started off better. record-wise, you know, I think we know it. We all know what we can do. Last year we was just going there and going with the flow, you know, until like the end of the season. But now I feel like everybody know their role, everybody play their role, you know, and that's gonna help the team.
What is your schedule this week? Do you have any days off? Any Christmas? Or
We got tomorrow off. You know, just lift, get in, lift, you know, do some recovery. And then we back in and on Christmas.
Shutouts in this league are incredibly hard to come by. Did you realize this was the first in the entire league all year?
I did not know that until afterwards. But yeah, no, that's a hell of a job from us. Like I said, we've been getting better and better each week, and just proud of the way that we came out and played. Obviously, playing a team that didn't have a winning record, like just staying focused the whole way through, and just going out there executing. I think we did a hell of a job today.
Is a shutout like a no-hitter? Is it something you guys don't talk about on the side, or do you talk about it?
We wasn't even talking about it really this week, or even like as the game progressed. Like we never talked about holding them to 0. We just kept going out there and just playing. And yeah, that's you know, it just played out that way.
You signed here in the offseason. One of your goals, go into the postseason. You guys won tonight. You're in. What does that mean to just get that done before the regular season's even over?
It means a lot. I was telling Key, this is my first time, like, you know, before I had to scratch and claw to try to get into the playoffs.
Welcome to the Packers.
And just being like, just like I said, man, like ever since I got here, man, it's been great. You know, this organization is great. The players are great. The staff, everybody's just great. So we know we got here. We're not special it can be. We just gotta keep working, and you know, we'll get everything that we want out of this year.
Is Zane the new #1 safety since he has more picks than you the last one?
Yeah, he is for sure. Now Zane playing his ass off though. I ain't gonna lie, man. But I've been saying this like I know y'all asked me about him, and I tell y'all like. I'm serious, like when I say what I say about the safeties that we have in our room, and just the DBs as a whole in our room as a unit, like we got some guys, and that's top to bottom. So I think you got a glimpse of that today. You know, everybody can play in our room, and we all prepared the right way. And you know, Zane played his ass off today. So yeah, it's everything that I expected him to do. For sure.
One thing to talk about complementary football, but when the offense is able to control the clock and run the ball and have 3 straight touchdowns to start, how much does it help you guys as a defense towards your goal and eventually putting up a goose egg like that?
Yeah, it makes our job a hell of a lot easier, and it makes it fun. I think, you know, when we can get out there and score points early and quickly, you know, then that forces, you know, their offense to try to, you know, force down the field, and you know, ultimately as a DB, we love it because then, you know, that's when the ball starts, you know, being put up in the air. So it's good, man, having an offense where, you know that, no, we're gonna score points. And it's good defensively just knowing that and going out there and not always having to play from behind, but play, you know, with a lead and knowing, okay, now our opponent has to, you know, try to force things down the field.
Earlier today, a Broward County appellate court judge has upheld a previous ruling to ban the sale of Miami Rap Group to Live Group's double platinum album, Nasty as They Want to Be, in Broward County.
We think it's the banning of free speech. The First Amendment protects material, presumptively.
We don't talk about harassing and sexually brutalizing women in my music, man. We don't do that in my music, man. I'm tired of you saying that.
We've got white-collar people trying to crap our style, saying we're too nasty and we're too live. Corrupted politicians playing games, bringing us down to boost their fame. They must be joking, thinking we will war, but they're like flies, moving the wall. We stand tall from beginning to end, with help from fans and all our friends. Freedom of speech will never die. For us to have, our ancestors died. Don't keep thinking that we will quit. We'll always stand and never sit. We're too live, too black, too strong, doing the right thing and not the wrong. So listen up, y'all, to what we say. We won't be banned in the USA.
for adults. If it's an adult show, you have to be 18.
Luke's concerts are for adults.
If it's an adult show, you have to be 18. Our record is a year old, but with all the publicity, there's a lot of people, curiosity is aroused. We're selling records to a totally different audience. I take a precaution that nobody else has. I stick with my album. I made two versions.
The First Amendment gave us freedom of speech. So what you're saying, it didn't include me? I like to party and have a good time. There's nothing but pleasure written in our rhymes. I know you don't think we'll ever quit. We got some people on our side that won't take your lip. We're gonna do all the things we wanna do. You can't stand to see a brother get as rich as you. This is the 90s and we're coming on strong, saying things and doing things that you're saying's wrong. Wising up, cause on election day, we'll see who's banned in the USA.
Show in Hollywood, those were 21 and older people. They had the police out there carding the people coming in the club, and they still arrested us for performing in the front of adults. What is this? Is this not America? This is not China. This is not Russia. This is not the place where they brought down the wall. This is America. We have the right to say what we want to say. We have the right to do what we want to do. And what I do in my house, you might not do in your house. So what I do in my house is my business. And the simple fact of it all is that we are bonded by the First Amendment. We have the freedom of expression. We have the freedom of choice. And you, Chinese, black, green, purple, Jew, you have the right to listen to whoever you want to, and even the Two Live Crew. So all you right-wingers, left-wingers, bigots, communists, there is a place for you in this world, because this is the land of the free, the home of the brave, and Two Live is what we are.